after us, and they could have accessed the old city walls, which are, the old city is, remember, in front of us in this direction. So restricted as the name survived to the foundation. Restricted, which is vedado in Spanish. You see, here the shade is provided not by means of the high walls, as in the old section of town, but by the abundance of trees, right, and promenades in the middle of avenues. This is a very good idea by a famous British urban designer, William Morris. Morris's ideas on what he thought, what he called the Garden City. Obviously, William Morris lived long before this part of town was constructed, so it was Forestier, a French urban designer, the one who put Morris's ideas into practice. So lots of trees, which cool off the environment a lot, during our summertime, which is year-round. We only have 2 seasons, remember that. Summertime and then summertime. Medicine students on your left. Police officer on your left. Some embassies are also in this area. We also have Polish fields. You see that? It's a very small car. Very dangerous. See that red one? That red one, the first red is a Polish Fiat. When you have an accident in one of these cars, they bury you. Yeah, yeah. Well, they bury you together with the car in Cuba. There's no way they can take you out of the car when you have an accident. You know the reason why we have numbers in our traffic lights counting down?
The seconds.
Because of the old cars. The driver knows, has an idea of how many minutes he has to stop the vehicle or to eject if the vehicle doesn't stop. Yeah. Remember, some of these old cars, only the spare wheel will stop, right? Okay, we're bringing you to the cigar factory, but we have to drive through the Revolution Square. Right? We won't talk about this place now. We go to the cigar factory, and after we come to this place. I know it's not a good idea, but there's no other way we can make it to the cigar factory without driving through the plaza, right? Don't worry, we'll cover this, right? We'll cover this after lunch. I'm sorry about that, I don't like this, but the matter is, my friends, that the visit time is scheduled at 1:30, which is not good time because it's lunch time for us, and you cannot split up the time, in 2 halves. So I'm sorry about this. But we have to make it through the plaza anyways. We'll land here after lunch, for pictures and for history. Some info is that this is the place where 1,150,000 Cubans gathered in September to hold the third most attended concert in music history. That was performing 15 Latin artists, half of them Cuban. One of them has won 17 Latin Grammys, right?
How many people were there?
1,150,000. 6 hours. You know what time they started? 1:00 p.m.
Oh, geez.
Every band who comes to Cuba holds its largest concert. Air Supply, when they came to Cuba, it was their largest concert in history. Cubans actually vote for music, right? Many Cuban artists, they win Grammys every year. I don't know how it works. This year, 3 of them won Grammys. Have you heard about the Buena Vista Social Club? It's a big hit, it's a Grammy, which is probably 5-6 years. Very famous because they gathered the cream of the crop. I would say the best Latin jazz performer, right? Chucho Valdés. It's an institution of music. It wasn't allowed. He doesn't need it. Also in Cuba, these famous musicians, they drive the nicest cars, like everywhere. This is the cigar factory. The brown and yellow construction. See, listen, my friends, we still have 15 minutes left for the time. Let's do something. Visit the shop first, which is next door. We buy. We've seen here is one of the many processes it takes until you get a cigar done, right? Sorry. I want to know if you have any questions.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What kind of wages do the workers make there?
Oh yeah.
It depends on the on how many cigars they roll, on their experience, on the job they have. They make different. They can make 400, they can make 500, right? It depends. They also get a lot of extra money when they overroll cigars. You know,
That would be a week.
by the end of the, they get paid every 15 days. Right? Remember, they work 8 days a week. They have six days off a month.
It is.
Pardon me? So all of the cigars which are rolled in this department, they can bring them out of the factory.
Oh yeah.
And remember that they can smoke as many cigars as they want, as they're rolled in the factory.
But they don't give the tourists free, don't they?
They should. They should. I went in there to ask for a cigar. This is a Monte Cristo number 2. No, this is for the one who tells me which country rolls the largest amount of cigars every year.
Cuba.
No, Cuba rolls the best cigars in the world every year.
Which
China or
Not
India.
China, not Colombia.
Colombia.
Cigars in Poland are machine rolled, so they.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
It's not good cigars. Remember,
Oh,
the best in the
right.
world are Cuban, but the largest amount is rolled in Poland, but using machines. Right? Cigars, the largest amount, but not good in quality. My friends, this is a bus station on your right, 1950s. Right? Oh, the camels, as they call them. No, they replaced them by these. Most of these are Russian buses. Ah, that's a double-decker bus as the one in
Storage.
there. That's for the city tour in Havana.
Lunchtime.
I told you, my friends, I told you this was going to be a late lunch. In the first place, all the restaurants, they open between 12 and 12:30. So this is a place, the factory is a place that you have to be there at the time they tell you, right? The company calls, right? Send them 1:30. That's like it happened today because remember they also have the lunch time, you know. And let me tell you, you know, sometimes we feel, you don't feel it, but we feel